Hello and welcome to this class in the energy of Virgo. Now Virgo is very much about the mind and the brain and the discrimination qualities that we have about evaluating things that are around us, our mental capacities and a nervous energy. And in the middle of our brain, in terms of mental capacity, is we have the pineal gland right here in between the eyebrows. We often refer to that as the eyebrow center. And in this energy of Virgo, I'm going to focus on exercises and postures to work with the pineal gland, because that is the one that connects us with all there is, the one that connects us with our inner spiritual connection, and the one that connects us with everything out there. Everything has spirit. So I'm going to work with postures and stretches that work to support and stimulate the best working of the pineal gland. So let's start. Stretching tall. Stretching as tall as you can, coming up on your toes if you can, right up, stretching tall, and then taking your feet out wide apart as possible and your arms out at shoulder height, opening up the shoulder blades, making up spaces between the shoulder blades there. And now coming forward so that your spine is parallel with the floor, and keeping those arms quite dynamic. And now dropping your head and shoulders towards the floor, and notice how you're upside down, so you're providing some blood supply to the head and the brain and the pineal gland. You're also stretching out the buttocks, the hamstrings, the lower back. So just allow gravity to pull your shoulders and your head towards the floor. Enjoy the stretch. And gradually raise the body up. And shrug the shoulders. Forward and down and back a few times. And gently bring the feet in. And give them all a shake. And now once more, stretching tall, stretching tall. On your toes if you can. And now take your feet as wide apart as possible. Arms out behind you. Bring your hands behind you and clasp them behind you. And pull them back, so really pull them back behind you, so feeling the stretch across the chest. We call this the Prince Charles stretch. I wonder why. And now come down again into tabletop so that your spine is parallel with the floor, and hold that position for a moment. Take your head and shoulders all the way over towards your right toes, so you're looking over at your right toes, and then back to center. Over to look at your left toes, and back to center. Once more over towards your right foot, so see if you can go around as far as your right heel, taking your whole torso around there, and back to the center. And now over to the left side of the left foot, of the left heel, and back to center. Now drop the head towards the floor, allow the hands to fly towards the ceiling, and feel that lovely stretch in your shoulders and your lower back. And again, understand that we're tipping the head upside down, so providing a different blood supply for the pineal gland, the one that connects us to our spiritual beings, inner spirit. Drop the hands back to the hips, run them down your legs, and gradually come up. Give your body a nice rub where you've stretched. And this time bring your shoulders back and up and forward and down. Back and up and forward and down. Back and up and forward and down. And now let's sit on the floor for a moment and work with some humming bee breath to stimulate the brain. So put yourself in a nice, comfortable sitting position. I'm sitting in diamond. You may choose to sit cross-legged, whatever works for you. And we're now going to do some breathing. It's called humming bee breath or Vamani breath. And so we breathe in a full yoga breath and we hum it out. So we're vibrating all of our head. So let's do this 5 times and then we'll work into some postures to work with the endocrine glands which govern how our bodies work. So breathing in a full yoga breath, blocking your ears, holding your hands above your head or wherever it's comfortable, and just hum out. Nice, slow, controlled hum out. Breathing in once more. 3 more. Last one. And then just sit quietly for a moment. Allow your breathing to return to your normal rhythm. Notice what you might notice. Now let's work with the mudra, followed by some postures to work on the endocrine system. If you haven't done my video, check my video on the mudra, please do that. I'm going to give you much more information. This is seal of intent, or the postures to follow. So take yourself into a nice cross-legged position. If your body moves into lotus, please do that for this posture. Forefinger and thumb together, straight fingers, sitting with your hands over your knees. Take your awareness to that space inside of you that is who you really are, that connection with spirit. And now breathing in, triangle with your arms up to shoulder height, gently bend the elbows and the wrists, palms facing out. Hold the breath there for a moment. Leaning forward, breathing out. Crossing the wrists behind the lower back. Bowing the first time. Respecting yourself. Respecting yourself for making the effort to do this yoga class. To commit time to developing you. Bound respect for self. And now breathing in, head up, arms up to shoulder height. And release. Second time, breathing in, triangle. Arms up to shoulder height, hold it there for a moment. Leaning forward, breathing out. Take your body as far forward as it will allow you, and breathe. Second time, bowing respect for others in your life, the others who support you and love you. Bowing respect for the roles they play in your growth. And breathing in, head up, arms up to shoulder height, and release. One last time, breathing in. And breathing out. And bowing this final time, respecting the space that we are living on this earth. Bow in respect for this wonderful creation called Earth that supports us with fresh air, with food, with shelter. Breathing in, head up, arms up to shoulder height, and release. Release the hands, allow the elbows to come into the hips, and just sit there for a moment and enjoy the space you've just created for you with this mudra. Having balanced the energies of the brain, we're going to move into our next sit posture in the sequence. We're going to work with the wedge, and we're going to work to release any tension we may have in our emotional body here. So lying yourself down and giving in for just a moment. Take your mental focus to your abdominal space where there's a plexus of nerves that governs your emotional response to what's happening around you. So let's work to balance that. So raising your knees to your chest, taking your hands over your knees, fingers facing in. Run them down your legs to your ankles. Place your feet just outside your buttocks. Release your hands. Raise your abdomen towards the ceiling. Clasp your hands together underneath your body. Pinch your shoulder blades and your elbows together as much as you can. Come up on your toes. Support your back and your buttocks with your hands, pushing that abdomen as far up to the ceiling as you can. You may drop your heels if you'd like to, or stay on your toes, whatever works for your body. And now breathe in at least 3 full yoga breaths into that abdominal space. Release your feet, release your hands, gently unravel your spine and hug your knees to your chest and round and ease and soften your back. Release your legs all the way to the ground. Stretch your right hand up over your head, pushing on your left and coming over onto your tummies. And we're going to work with Dandelion Bow to work with our adrenal glands, the ones that govern our fight-flight response. So taking your mental focus to your adrenals just here above your kidneys in the middle of your back. Raise your feet towards the ceiling, clasp your ankles behind you. And breathing in, raise your shoulders and your knees up. Working with Dandelion Bow, and creating a squeeze in those adrenal glands. 3 full yoga breaths in and out.
Gently release. Release your legs, turn your head to one side and just give in for a moment. Notice what you're feeling in your body. And once more, stretching your right arm up, pushing on your left, coming over, turning over your body. This time coming onto your back. And you might bring your feet together, hands in prayer over your heart or behind the small of your back, and sit yourself up. I'm going to work with Nagasan, the fish, which gives you total hormone balance, but particularly works with the head. So sit on your hands so they're flat on the ground. Allow your body to go back so your elbows are on the ground, and now drop your head back and push your chest up towards the ceiling, allowing your head to drape back and really feel a stretch in your neck, knowing that you are creating a total hormone balance with your body, particularly as you tip the pituitary gland upside down and bathe it in a different blood circulation. Nagasan, the fish. Gently flatten your elbows, allow your head to drape back to the ground. Release your hands. Swallow to release your throat. Very gently roll your head over to the left side so that your left ear touches the carpet. And back to center and roll over so that your right ear touches the carpet. And back to center. Once more, stretch your right hand up above your head, pushing on your left to come over onto your hands and knees. And we'll finish up our sequence with Nagasan, the elephant, which really focuses on your pineal gland. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Just check that your hands and knees are the right distance apart as well. Tuck your toes under. Focus on your pineal gland between your eyebrows. Raise your buttocks to the ceiling. Take your feet apart a little bit. Pushing back on your hands, allowing your head to drape between your shoulders. And knowing that you are working with your connection with all there is through your pineal gland. You're tipping it upside down, working with your connection with all there is, and physically stimulating all the organs of the head, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth. And then looking up towards your hands, bring your feet slightly closer together, drop your knees back to the ground, untuck your toes, sitting back towards your heels, making fists with your hands, and just allowing your forehead to sit on your fists for a moment, enabling the blood circulation between your head and your heart to return to normal. And when you're ready, sitting up, shrugging your shoulders, stretching your neck up and dropping it back, and bringing your head forward so your chin is on your chest. Take your chin from side to side across your chest, a couple of times, and then back to center. And raise the head up once more, drop it back, And windscreen wipe the back of your neck in the same way. Back to center, shrug your shoulders, and now lie yourselves on the floor, ready to work with some relaxation to cement the work that you've done with your adrenal glands and your mind. So lying yourself down on the floor, on your backs. So your feet should be, your legs should be nice and loose and comfortable. Feet flopped comfortably apart. Arms lying by the side, up, palms facing up, fingers lightly curled. Shrug your shoulders and snuggle your shoulders to be comfortable on the ground. Close your eyes. Lick your lips and allow your tongue to settle behind your teeth, leaving them slightly apart. And just allow your breathing to settle into the rhythm of your breath. And breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. If the mind wanders, allow it to come back to the breath. Breathing in and breathing out. And now very gently, bring your mind back to the present. Breathe in a full yoga breath and sigh it out. And now with your next inward breath, raise your arms above your head and give your body a beautiful stretch. Really enjoy the stretch. And give in. Roll over onto your left side and stretch and arch the body to the left. And back onto your back. And now onto your right side and stretch and arch the body to the right. Bring your knees up towards your chest. And be there in that fetal position for a moment until you're ready to sit up. Now breathing in through your energy field, raise your hands in prayer position over your head. And bring that beautiful energy to your pineal gland for the right thoughts, your throat to the right words, and your heart to be in touch with your feelings. Thank you for your time. Please remember to like if you did, and subscribe to my video channel so you can have more.